Once upon a time, in a quiet provincial town surrounded by rolling hills and fields of wildflowers, there lived a young woman named Belle. She was known throughout the village for her kindness, intelligence, and love of books. While others dreamed of fine clothes and grand parties, Belle dreamed of adventure, learning, and a life beyond the familiar streets of her town. Belle lived with her father, Maurice, an aging but warm-hearted inventor who often lost himself in his ideas and creations. Though they did not have much, their home was filled with love, laughter, and imagination. One cold evening, Maurice set out on a journey to sell one of his inventions at a nearby fair. As night fell, a fierce storm arose, and Maurice lost his way deep within a dark forest. The wind howled, rain poured down, and fear crept into his heart. At last, through the mist and shadows, he spotted a towering castle perched upon a hill. Desperate for shelter, Maurice entered the gates, unaware that this castle was cursed. Inside, the halls were vast and silent. No servants appeared. No voices called out, only flickering candles and echoes of footsteps. When Maurice paused to admire a single rose growing in the courtyard, he plucked it, hoping to bring it home to Belle. That single act sealed his fate. From the shadows emerged the castle's master, the Beast. He was enormous, terrifying, and furious. Long ago, he had been a selfish prince, cursed by an enchantress for his cruelty and lack of compassion. The spell transformed him into a monstrous creature and cursed his servants as well, trapping them within the castle. The beast roared in anger at Maurice for stealing the rose and threw him into a dungeon. Only when Maurice begged for mercy did the beast pause, but mercy came at a price. Back in the village, Belle sensed something was wrong. Her father had not returned. Without hesitation, she ventured into the forest and found the cursed castle. When Belle discovered her father imprisoned, she bravely offered to take his place. Moved by her courage, the beast agreed and released Maurice, though he warned Belle she would never leave the castle. As the gates closed behind her, Belle feared her fate, but little did she know her presence would change everything. Though the beast was harsh and angry, the enchanted servants welcomed Belle with warmth. There was Lumiere, the charming candelabra, Cogsworth, the anxious clock, and Mrs. Potts, the gentle teapot who cared for Belle like a mother. They believed Belle might be the one to break the curse. At first, Belle and the beast clashed. He was quick to anger, and she refused to be frightened or controlled. But over time, as Belle explored the castle's vast library and spoke honestly to the beast, she saw glimpses of the man beneath the monster. The beast began to change. Slowly, the beast learned kindness. He learned patience. And most of all, he learned how to care for someone other than himself. Belle, too, began to see him differently, not as a monster, but as someone wounded and lonely. One magical evening, they shared a dance in the grand ballroom, light glimmering across marble floors as music filled the air. For the first time since the curse began, hope bloomed. But time was running out. The enchanted rose, the symbol of the curse, was losing its final petals. Meanwhile, in Belle's village, a proud and arrogant hunter named Gaston grew obsessed with marrying her. When Maurice returned, speaking of a terrible beast, Gaston saw his chance to eliminate a rival. He led an angry mob to the castle, determined to destroy the beast. During the chaos, Belle rushed back to the castle, fearing for the beast's life. A fierce battle followed. Gaston attacked without mercy, wounding the beast severely. In his rage and fear, Gaston lost his footing and fell from the castle tower. As the storm faded, Belle found the beast lying wounded in the rain. With tears in her eyes, she confessed what she had come to realize. She loved him. As the final rose petal fell, the curse reached its end. Magic surged through the air, light surrounded the beast, and before Belle's eyes, he transformed back into a prince-kind, humble and human once more. The servants were restored, the castle awakened, and joy filled every hall. The prince and Belle returned to the village, not with pride, but with kindness and understanding. Belle had found the adventure she longed for not in distant lands, but in learning to see beyond appearances. And so, the curse was broken not by beauty alone, but by compassion, courage, and love. They lived happily ever after. It is not appearances that define us, but the choices we make and the love we show.